So we were discussing higher order linear differential equations with constant coefficients, and we have seen the general form of this differential equation and short notation of that differential equation. It is in general denoted with f of d of y equal to q of x, and it is further classified as homogeneous and non-homogeneous depending on q of x right hand side function is 0 or non-zero, and we identified that f of d is actually a linear differential operator. Linear differential operator means f of d upon phi 1 plus phi 2 equal to f of d upon phi 1 plus f of d upon phi 2, and f of d of k into phi is equal to k into f of d of phi. So any function satisfying these two conditions is said to be linear, and in our case the function is said to be linear differential operator. I said, okay, operator in the sense because it is a function operating on again a function, so having that linearity property, so we'll call it as a linear operator. And after that we were discussing about homogeneous differential equations, solutions of homogeneous differential equations. And before solving the homogeneous differential equations, we have seen some properties of properties of solutions on homogeneous differential equations. Okay, so what are those two? What are those properties? If you have if you have two solutions, sum of their solutions is also a solution, right? And if you have one non-zero solution can generate infinitely many solutions. Okay, therefore, okay, so sum of two solutions is a solution. Sum of two solutions, if you have two solutions, their sum is solution. Any multiple of the solution is also a solution. Okay, so in general, linear combination of any two solutions is a solution, and if you have n such solutions, linear combination of all those n solutions is also a solution. And if you want to call these solutions, if you want to call this solution as a general solution, then there should be n arbitrary constants, and those n arbitrary constants will not be reduced further even after simplification if all these functions are linear independent solutions. Okay, so if these are all linearly independent solutions, then the linear combination of these solutions will be a general solution. So in that process we identified that exponential function of the form e power rx will be a solution of the given differential equation for some r. Okay, only when that r is a root of the characteristic equation f of r equal to 0. So what is f of r equal to 0? It is a nth degree polynomial equation which is obtained by replacing d with r. You have f of d. In this d, when you replace d with r, you got a polynomial in r when equal to 0 polynomial equation. This particular polynomial equation you call it as a characteristic equation or auxiliary equation. So whatever the value of r satisfying the equation corresponding to that r, e power rx will be a solution. If e power rx is a solution, means r has to be the root of this characteristic equation. Therefore only the values of r which satisfying this equation, for those values of r only e power rx will be the solution. And and because it is an nth degree polynomial equation, there will be n roots which may be real or distinct, and we observed that corresponding to these n roots, these will be the solutions. But when can we call these solutions will be independent solutions? If all these are all independent functions. Okay, and we observed that for distinct values of r, the corresponding exponential functions will be independent, linearly independent, whereas for equal values of r, you may not have the independency. And I gave you another another set of functions, okay, which will be linearly independent and also solutions to the given differential equations. Okay, and I said I will be giving a list of a tabular form. I will be giving a tabular form, okay, to identify the independent solutions and write the general solution. Okay, so all of you put this heading. Just you prepare a tabular form as I write on the board. Okay. Are you following so far? Okay. Write in your notes. Okay. Okay. So write down. One second. Just hold on. One second. Are you there? Can you hear my voice?
Yes, sir.
Right. So, right. So all of you put this heading. Order of the DE. Order of DE. Okay. Roots. Nature of roots. Nature of roots. Okay. LID solutions. What do you mean by LID?
Linearly independent solution.
Right. General solution. General solutions. Okay. So. So order of the differential equation. Let me start with first order. Okay. So for first order, how many roots you will get? Only one. E power R1 only. So corresponding solution is going to be e power R1x. So general solution is going to be y into C1 e power R1x. Right? Now if the order is 2, you have different cases. Roots are distinct. Let us say if there is a second order, there will be two roots. If the two roots are distinct, okay, independent solutions are going to be e power R1x and e power R2x. What is the general solution? C1 e power R1x plus C2 e power R2x. Is that fine? Now roots may be distinct also. If the roots are equal, if the roots are distinct, you have two independent solutions. If the roots are equal, the independent solutions are like this: e power R1x. Okay. Now other independent solution is x e power R1x, x e power R1x. Okay. So when you take the linear combination, it is going to be C1 e power R1x plus C2 into x e power R1x. Okay. So that is the linear combination of these two functions. So if I take e power R1x common, what do you get? C1 plus C2x into e power R1x. Am I right? Can you see that? When I take e power R1x common, C1 plus C2x into e power R1x. Okay. Now, if the roots are distinct but complex conjugate, let us say R equal to A plus IB, or you may say A minus IB. R1 is A minus IB, R2 equal to A plus IB. Roots are complex conjugate. Then what will be the independent solutions? Complex conjugates are distinct case, no? A minus IB is not equal to A plus IB. Unless b equal to 0. Okay, so in that case, what will be the independent solutions? Naturally, according to this rule, e power a minus ib into x and e power a plus ib into x. Don't write, just listen. A plus ib into x. Okay. Now, if I take the linear combination of these two, what do I get? Y equal to c1 into e power a minus ib into x plus c2 into a plus ib into x. Okay, if I want to simplify this, how can I simplify this? Can I take e power ax common from both? I can write it as e power ax into, I will write one more step, c1 into e power ax into e power minus ibx plus c2 into e power ax into e power ibx. So if I take e power ax common, what do you get? C1 e power minus ibx plus C2 e power ibx. Do you agree? What is e power minus ibx? Can you tell me? What is e power minus I theta?
Cos theta minus I sin theta.
Cos theta minus I sin theta. So in place of theta you are having bx. So cos bx minus I times sin bx. Okay. Don't write, just observe. Listen what I am telling. So C2 into what is e power ibx? Cos bx plus I times sin bx. Okay. So if I take cos bx common, if I take cos bx common, what do you get? C1 plus C2 into cos bx. Okay. Plus if I take sin bx common, then what do you get? I times C1 plus I times C2. Okay. Or if I take okay, I times C2 sin bx. Okay. So you may consider this C1 plus C2 as one arbitrary constant. Call this as some D1. Okay, D1 cos bx plus you may consider this as some other arbitrary constant, say D2 sin bx, where D1 D2 are some arbitrary constants. Okay, so what is A? What is A? A is real part of A plus IB. What is B? B is imaginary part of A plus IB. Okay, so if A plus R minus IB are the complex conjugate roots, then e power ax into c1 cos bx plus c2 sin bx is also the form of the general solution. Okay, this can be simplified like this. Okay, so that means what, this is a linear combination of d1 into e power ax cos bx plus d2 into e power ax sin bx. Okay, so this is another set of linearly independent solutions. So their linear combination is going to be the general solution. Okay, so this is one pair. This is one pair of linearly independent solutions. You may consider this as another pair of linearly independent solutions. Okay, so both pairs will generate the same set of solutions, just like solution space. Okay, these two also will generate a set of all solutions and form a space, solution space. Okay, so instead of writing the general solution in terms of exponentials, we'll be writing the general solutions in terms of trigonometric and exponential when complex conjugate occurs. Is this clear to all of you? Shall I proceed further? Please respond. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Please respond immediately. Is there any delay in my response? Is it reaching late to you?
No, sir.
Then respond immediately. when I ask question or when I ask seeking clarification from you, you need to respond immediately, no? So, so instead of writing independent solutions like this, we'll be writing independent solutions like this. Okay. So e power ax into cos bx, e power ax into sin bx. Okay. Then what will be the general solution? Y equal to e power ax into, okay, some arbitrary constant. That arbitrary constant I am calling it as C1 in order to have a similarity. C1 cos bx plus C2 sin bx. C1 cos bx plus C2 sin bx. Okay. So next one, let us consider. I think there is a mistake here. I'm writing order. I'm not writing serial, right? I'm not writing serial number. So order is true only. Only for second order, you will get two roots. If it is a third order, you will get three roots. Fourth order, you will get four roots. Because for an nth order, there will be n roots. So all these things are for order 2 only. Is this clear to all of you? Did you copy this?
Yes, sir.
Right. Now we'll go to third order. For a third order, how many roots will be there?
3.
3.
3.
So 3 roots may be distinct or equal. Okay. So if all the roots are distinct, R1 different from R2 different from R3, then what will be the independent solutions? E power R1x, e power R2x, and e power R3x. Then what is its general solution? Y equal to C1 e power R1x plus C2 e power R2x plus C3 e power R3x. Just take the linear combination of the corresponding exponential functions. Okay, and the case may be like this: order is 3, but two roots are same. R1 equal to R2, but distinct from R3. Now, can you tell me the independent solutions now? For equal roots, what are the independent solutions? E power R1x,
X e power R1x,
x e power R1x. What is the third solution? E power
e power R3x,
R3x. Okay, so what will be the general solution? C1 plus C2x into e power R1x plus C3 e power R3x. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Now, if all the roots are equal, R1 equal to R2 equal to R3, then what could be the independent solutions? E power R1x, x e power x e power R1x. And what will be the third independent solution?
X square e power
X square e power
R1x.
R1x. Okay. Therefore, the general solution will be C1 plus C2x plus C3x square into e power R1x. Okay. Now, what could be the another situation? Okay. So one root may be real, remaining root may be complex conjugates. Okay. R1 equal to A minus IB, R2 equal to A plus IB, and R. Then what will be the general solution? Can you tell me directly? Y equal to e power ax into c1 cos bx plus c2 sin bx. What will be the third term? Plus c3 e power r3. Is it fine? So
Yes, sir.
in a similar way, you can write for fourth order, fifth order, and so on. I'll just write only one case for fourth order, where roots are complex conjugates and repeating. Let us say R1 equal to A minus IB, R2 is also equal to A minus IB, R2 is also equal to A minus IB. R3 equal to A plus IB. And R4 is A plus IB. Okay, in that case, the general solution would be like this. Y equal to, after simplification I am writing, you can verify if you want, e power ax into, okay, C1 plus C2x into cos bx plus C3 plus C4x into sin bx. Okay, so that will be the general form of the general solution of the differential equation. Okay, and for the remaining cases, you can write in a similar manner. Okay. So, what is the method of solving homogeneous DE? Method of solving the homogeneous DE, f of d of y equal to 0. What is it? First step, write the auxiliary equation. What do you mean by auxiliary equation? Replace d with r, then you will get f of r equal to 0. Okay, which is an nth degree polynomial equation, right? Nth degree polynomial equation in R. Okay, what is step 2? Okay, step 2 is okay, solve the auxiliary equation f power equal to 0 and find n roots r1, r2 and so on rn. What is step 3? Write the general solution. Write the general solution depending on nature of the roots. Depending on the nature of roots. Depending on the nature of the roots as illustrated above. Depending on the nature of roots as illustrated above. Is it fine? Let me take my book. 1 second. Hello, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Right. Now take the problems. Solve the following differential equations. Solve the following differential equations. So I will be listing out a set of problems. Okay, you find the roots and hence write the general solution. Okay. So next page. First problem. We'll start with simple problems and then increase the complexity. So let me write the first problem. Y double dash minus 6y dash plus 8y equal to 0. Y double dash minus 6y dash plus 8y equal to 0. First you convert this into standard form. Then write the characteristic equation. What is standard form? How can I write y double dash d square y by dx square minus 6 dy by dx plus 8y equal to 0. And this is nothing but d square y minus 6 dy plus 8y equal to 0. Where d equal to d by dx, d square is d square by dx square. Okay. Now how can I rewrite this? I can rewrite this as d square minus 6d plus 8 of y equal to 0. Now is it in f of d of y equal to 0 or not?
Yes, sir.
Now write down, now apply first step. Okay. So the auxiliary equation. Okay. The auxiliary equation is what is auxiliary equation? Replacing d with r, f of r equal to 0. Okay. So many people write it as d square minus 6d plus 8 equal to 0. Absolutely wrong. D is derivative. R is a number. Okay. This is a common mistake which is done by most of the students in exams. Don't do this mistake. Okay. Always replace d with r. Now what is your equation now? R square minus 6r plus 8 equal to 0. And you know how to find out the roots? You factorize. So what is the factorization? R minus 4 into R minus 2 equal to 0. Always write the values in the increasing order of magnitude. So R equal to 2 and 4. Once you got the roots, observe the nature of the roots. Are they real?
Yes,
Are
sir.
they real?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Are they distinct?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So by observing these natures, then you write down the general solution. Therefore, the general solution is okay. So which are real and distinct. If you want, you can write down real and distinct. Okay. Therefore, the general solution is y equal to c1 e power is c1 e power 2x plus c2 e power 4x. Y equal to c1 e power 2x plus c2 e power 4x. Is this clear to all of you?
Yes, sir.
And what is the beauty in this process? This is a problem related to calculus, which involves derivatives. What we did, we changed the problem in calculus to problem in algebra, and we gave back the solution to the problem in calculus. Can you see? So there is no process of integration, differentiation, anything. There is no calculus operations at all. We changed from the problem from one domain to another domain. Can you see that? Okay. Hello.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Now I will change this problem into initial value problem. Okay. Let me add a few conditions. Let us say like this: y of 0 equal to 1, y dash of 0 equal to 2. What are these conditions called?
Initial value. Initial value.
First, these conditions are called initial conditions because both conditions are specified at the same point. Can you see that? And so therefore, if these conditions are initial conditions, then the differential equation together with the initial conditions is said to be initial value problem. Now, if the conditions are specified, then you need to use these conditions to find out the values of the arbitrary constants. Okay, so conditions are given on y as well as y dash. Now you have y. Now find out y dash and substitute use the conditions. Okay, so what is y dash? Differentiate this. What is y dash? 2c1 e power 2x plus 4c2 e power 4x. Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
Now, what is y of 0? Y of 0 equal to 1. Okay. So y of 0 equal to 1 means what? When x equal to yes, when x equal to 0, y value is 1. So substitute y equal to 1 and x equal to 0. So 1 equal to, when you substitute x equal to 0, e power 0 is 1, e power 0 is 1. So c1 plus c2 and y dash of 0 equal to y dash of 0 equal to, what is y dash of 0? 2. Y dash of 0 equal to 2. So then that means what? When x equal to 0, y dash value is 2. Substitute y dash equal to 2 and x equal to 0. Then what do you get? 2 equal to 2c1 plus 4c2. 2 equal to 2c1 plus 4c2. Now can you solve the system of linear equations and find out c1 and c2? Can you please tell me what are c1 and c2? c1 is
1.
c1 is 1 and c2 is 0, na?
Yes.
C1 is 1 and C2 is 0.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so substitute 1 and 0 in the solution. What is the general solution? General solution is this. Now, in this, when you substitute C1 equal to 1 and C2 equal to 0, then what is your answer? Therefore, the solution is y equal to e power 2x. This is the final answer. Do you agree? Okay, so the problem may be only differential equation, or the problem may be differential equation together with initial conditions. Is this clear? So see, on
Yes, sir.
observe the conditions. Conditions are given on both y or y and y dash and so on. Okay, depending on the conditions, you appropriately find out C1 and C2. Shall I proceed? Problem number 2.
Yes, sir.
Y double dash minus 6y dash plus 9y is equal to 0. How can I rewrite this? D square y minus 6dy plus 9y equal to 0. That means d square minus 6d plus 9 of y equal to 0. So you got f of d of y equal to 0 form. Okay. So write down the auxiliary equation. Okay. Okay. So auxiliary equation is f of r equal to 0. Therefore r square minus 6r plus 9 equal to 0. So this is nothing but r minus 3 whole square equal to 0. That means r equal to 3 and 3. So what is your observation? What kind of roots these are?
Real and equal.
Real and equal.
Real and equal.
Therefore what is the general solution? Y equal to c1 plus c2x into e power 3x. Is that fine? Shall I proceed?
Yes.
Right. So next one. Okay. Now take the next problem, problem number 3. Y double dash plus y dash plus y equal to 0. Y double dash plus y dash plus y equal to 0. So can you write down the equation? D square y plus dy plus y equal to 0. Or d square plus d plus 1 of y equal to 0. So this is in the form f of d of y equal to 0. Write down the auxiliary equation. Okay. So what is f of r equal to 0? R square plus r plus 1 equal to 0. And how do you write down the roots? Use the discriminant formula. Minus b plus or minus root b square 1 square minus 4ac 4 into 1 into 1 by 2a 2 into 1. So r equal to what? Minus 1 by 2 plus or minus I root 3 by 2. Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
So what is a, what is b here? A is minus 1 by 2, b is root 3 by 2. A plus or minus ib. Therefore, because roots are complex conjugates, therefore what is the general solution? Y equal to e power ax. What is e power ax? E power minus 1 by 2 into x c1 cos bx. What is b here? 2 3 by 2 into x
Root 3 by 2.
plus c2 sin bx. Means sin 2 3 by 2x. Is that fine? Okay. Roots are complex conjugates, therefore general solution is written in this form. Shall I proceed?
Yes, sir.
Right. So problem number 4. Y triple dash minus 3 y double dash minus y dash plus 3y equal to 0. Now it's a third order differential equation. Okay. So what is the equation? Can I write directly? P cube minus 3d square minus d plus 3 of y equal to 0. Do you agree or not? This is in the form f of d of y equal to 0. Therefore, what is the auxiliary equation? Auxiliary equation is f of r equal to 0. That means what? R cube minus 3r square minus r plus 3 equal to 0. Either you use your calculator or use trial and error method to find out the root. What is one root? If I substitute r equal to 1, 4 minus 4 is 0. R equal to 1 is a root. The remaining two roots you can find out by synthetic division. Am I right? One minus 3 minus 1 3 0 add 1 multiply 1 add minus 2 multiply minus 2 add minus 3 multiply minus 3 add 0. So what is the other factor? R square minus 2r minus 3 equal to 0. That means r minus 2 into r plus 3 equal to 0. That means r equal to 2 and minus 3 are the roots. Am I right or r minus 3? I think there is a mistake, right? R minus, what is the factorization? R minus 3 into r plus 1. Am I right? So roots will be minus 1 and 3. Is it fine?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so therefore, what are the roots? So roots are minus 1, 1 and so therefore roots are r equal to minus 1, 1 and 3 are the roots. Therefore, what is the general solution? Why? Because these roots are real and distinct. Roots are real and distinct. Can you tell me the general solution? C1 e power minus x plus C2 e power x plus C3 e power 3x. Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
Is that fine? Right. So that is how we solve the differential equation. So now, okay, take one more. Now fourth order. Let me write like this. 4 4 y power 4 minus 8y cube 8y triple dash minus 7y double dash plus 11y dash plus 6y equal to 0. Can you tell me the characteristic roots? I know there will be 4 roots. Please find out those roots. Are you finding? Can you tell me those roots? Minus? Minus 1, okay. I wrote minus 1. And tell me the remaining 3 roots. Minus 1 by 2. Fine. Remaining 2 and okay, 2 and 3 by 2. So I am writing them in the increasing order of magnitude. So minus 1 by 2, then 3 by 2, 3 by 2 and 2. Is it fine? 3 by 2 and 2. Therefore, now what is your observation? All the roots are real and distinct. Therefore, the general solution is going to be simply y equal to c1 e power minus x, c2 e power minus x by 2 plus c3 e power 3 by 2x plus c4 e power 2x. We are doing so many problems because it is an integral part of solving non-homogeneous differential equation. So we should be able to do these problems well. Shall I proceed?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Y power 4 plus 6y cube. I mean to say fourth derivative of y plus 6 third derivative of y and so on, plus 9y power. So what is this? D power 4 plus 6d cube plus 9d square equal to 0. Sorry, of y equal to 0. So this is in the form f of t, f of t upon y equal to 0. So auxiliary equation r power 4 plus 6r cube plus 9r square equal to 0. We take r square common. R square plus 6r plus 9 equal to 0. That means r square into r plus 3 whole square equal to 0. That means what are the roots? Minus 3, 0, 0. Now can you tell me the roots? Roots are real, but some of the roots are equal. Okay, so can you tell me? Are you there? Can tell me the roots. For -3, what will be this? C1 plus C2x into e power minus 3.
C2x into e power minus 3x.
For 0 and 0, C1, C2 over, and roots are equal.
C
C3 plus
C4X.
C3 plus C4x.
into e power 0x. E power 0x is 1. Is it fine?
Yes.
Okay. So problem number 7. Y power 5 minus y cube. What is it? What about this? What are the roots? Can you tell me the roots? Are you there?
Zero
What are the roots?
minus 1 0
0, 0, 0, 1 minus 1.
Okay. So what will be the general solution? For equal roots, C1 plus C2x plus,
C2x plus C3x square
sorry, C3x square into e power
into
0x
1
plus C4 e power minus
into
x
e power x,
plus C5 e power
e
x.
power x.
Is it okay? Is it fine?
Yes, sir.
Shall I proceed to the next page?
Yes, sir.
Okay, problem numbers 8, 7, problem number 8.
8.
Problem number 8. Okay. So problem number 8. Y power 4 plus a power 4 equal to 0. Can you tell me how to solve this? How many roots you should get?
4
4 root.
Can you tell me how to find out those roots? So are you writing that r power 4 equal to minus a power 4? Are you writing like this? Then r will be 4th root of minus a power 4. So are you finding like that, or are you factorizing? How can you factorize this?
A
Can I uh, can I write this as r square plus a square whole square? If I write like this, r square plus a square whole square, which one I have to subtract?
2r square. 2r square.
Minus 2r square a square.
Is that right? Now can I write this as r square plus a square whole square minus root 2ar whole square? Can I write like this?
Yes, sir.
What is the advantage in writing like this? It is in the form x square minus y square.
A square.
What is x square minus a square? X minus y into
X plus
x
y.
plus y. Now you got two quadratic equation. Each quadratic equation will give two roots. So totally find out four roots. Use your discriminant formula and find out roots of each quadratic equation. Can you tell me? Minus b. What is minus b? Root 2a plus or minus root b square. That means 2a square minus 4a square. 4ac. That means 4a square by 2. And r equal to minus root 2a plus or minus root 2a square minus 4a square by 2. So what is the simplification? So r equal to, tell me. So can I take 2 common? If I take 2 common, under root 2 common, under root 2 gets cancelled, denominator will be root 2. So denominator will be root 2. A plus or minus
Plus or minus IA.
IA, that's it. A plus or minus IA from the first thing. Okay. So from the first second one, minus A plus or minus IA by root 2. Do you agree? Therefore, what is the general solution? Are these distinct or equal?
Distinct.
All are distinct only, no? So you have two pairs of complex conjugates. You have two pairs of complex conjugates. Therefore, what is the general solution? For each pair, you write the general solution and add. So what is the expression for first pair? What is the real part here? A by root 2. Imaginary part is again a by root 2. Here real part is minus a by root 2, a by root 2. So how do you write? E power a by root 2 into c1 cos a by root 2x plus c2 sin a by root 2x. One pair is over plus e power minus a by root 2 second one minus a by root 2 into c3 cos a by root 2x plus c4 sin a by root 2x. Is it okay? Shall I give some problems as homework? Now, do you understand the procedure of solving the homogeneous differential equations for different cases? So, note down the homework problems. 4y double dash minus 8y dash plus 3y equal to 0 with initial conditions y of 0 equal to 1, y dash of 0 equal to 3. Second problem. Y triple dash minus 6y double dash plus 11y dash minus 6y equal to 0. Initial conditions y of 0 equal to 0, y dash of 0 equal to minus 4 and y double dash of 0 equal to minus 18. How many arbitrary constants you have to find out for this problem? Using
3.
initial conditions? 3. Okay. So you will write the general solution for y in terms of c1, c2, c3. Then find out y dash and y double dash. Then use the initial conditions. Then you will get a system of linear equations, non-homogeneous system of linear equations. Then use your knowledge of matrix theory to solve Ax equal to b form. And then find out c1, c2, c3. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
So just take one more. Y double dash plus 4y dash plus 13y equal to 0 with initial conditions. Y of 0 equal to 0, y dash of 0 equal to 1. Y dash of 0 equal to 1. Okay, so solve these problems. Okay. So that completes the discussion on homogeneous differential equations. Shall I go to the next discussion? What is the next part? Homogeneous differential equations is over. Now the next part of the discussion is going to be on non-homogeneous differential equations. All of you put this heading, non-homogeneous D. Okay, non-homogeneous D. So what is the general form of the non-homogeneous D? F of t of y equal to q of x, where q of x is not equal to 0. Whenever right hand side function is non-zero, then that is said to be non-homogeneous differential equation. Now how to solve this non-homogeneous differential equation? Okay, so this general solution contains two parts. Okay, I'll tell you. Okay, the general solution is given by the general solution is given by y equal to yc plus yp, y equal to yc plus yp, where yc is called complementary function. Complementary function, in brackets we'll call it as ci, which is the general solution of solution of the homogeneous D f of d of y equal to 0. What is given is f of d of y equal to q of x. Then you consider f of d of y equal to 0, find its general solution. That general solution we will call it as yc, which is called as complementary function. Complementary function CF, not CI, CF. Complementary function. Okay. Now PI is called, and YP is called particular integral. In brackets we will call it as T dot I, which is a particular solution. Which is a particular solution of f of d of y equal to q of x. Okay. So therefore y equal to cf plus pi, complementary function plus particular integral. So that means we are half of solving this differential equation is we know, because solving this differential equation is sum of complementary function to particular integral. Complementary function is nothing but the general solution of f of d of y equal to 0, and we know how to solve f of d of y equal to 0, which is a homogeneous differential equation. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
So we just have to know how to find out pi. or particular integral. Particular integral is a particular solution of a differential equation. There will be infinitely many particular solutions. You just find out one particular solution. You just find out one particular solution, add that particular solution to the general solution of the homogeneous, add that particular solution to the complementary function. Sum of these two will be the general solution of the non-homogeneous. Okay, you find out the general solution of the homogeneous DE, you pick up one particular solution, add these two, that is going to be the general solution of the non-homogeneous DE. It is exactly similar to that of solving non-homogeneous. I would like to show you what we did earlier. Non-homogeneous system. Did you see this problem? By that time I asked you, are these two independent solutions? You remember, this is a non-homogeneous system. Ax equal to b, b not equal to 0. Substitute 2 minus 3 1 here. What are you getting? 2 minus 3 1. What are you getting? 0.
0.
Second equation getting a 0. Third equation getting a 0. That means 2 3 minus 1 is actually general solution of Ax equal to 0. What is Ax equal to 0? X plus y plus z equal to 0. X plus 2y plus 4z equal to 0. X plus 4y plus 10z equal to 0. So when you solve the system, what is the solution? You will get x equal to k into 2 minus 3 1. Is it okay? Now when I substitute 1 0 0 here, is it satisfying? 1 0 0 first equation 1, 1 0 0 second equation 1, 1 0 0 third equation 1. So what is this 1 0 0? A particular solution of Ax equal to b. Therefore, is it not complementary function plus particular integral? Particular solution? Complementary function plus particular solution? Complementary function is
Yes, sir.
complementary function is a general solution of homogeneous system. Particular solution is one solution of non-homogeneous system. Non-homogeneous system. So the theory is exactly similar. Did you realize this point? Okay. So if you're asked to solve this non-homogeneous system, you can solve homogeneous system, and to that homogeneous system you just find out one particular solution and add that particular solution to this general solution. You are going to get the general solution of non-homogeneous system. Is it okay? So this is a linear algebra, that is calculus, but what a similarity between these two. Wonderful, right? So our task is how to find out this particular integral. Is it okay? You know, solving f of d of y equal to 0, and hence we could find yc complementary function. Okay. Now to find a particular solution or particular integral. Okay. Particular solution, okay, or integral. Particular integral of f of d of y. F of d of y equal to q of x. Okay, you want to solve this equation for y. You want to solve this equation for y and would like to find out one solution. And I told you f of d is a linear operator. It is a function. Functions will have inverse. Okay, so can I pre-multiply both sides with f of d whole inverse? Can I do that? It's not pre-multiplying, pre-operating. Because in between these two, what you have is composition, composite mapping. So I should not say pre-operating, I should not say pre-multiplying, pre-operating. Okay. So what do you know about this? Call this as G. What is G inverse G? Identity function. What is I of y? Y only. So y equal to, can I write f of d whole inverse as 1 by f of d? It is just a notation. Okay. So you will be denoting, okay, so we'll be denoting particular integral will be like this: yp is equal to 1 by f of d q of x. So when you solve this, you will get several solutions. In that you pick up one solution that is denoted with yp, okay, particular integral of particular solution of the differential equation. Okay. Now the problem is how to find out this particular integral. Okay, so if q of x is in some standard form, or if f of d is in some standard form, there are some specific methods, there are some specific ways of finding the particular integral. Okay, so we'll be seeing those types first. Okay, then use that particular integral to find out the general solution of the non-homogeneous. Okay, so sum of complementary function to particular integral is going to be the general solution of the non-homogeneous. So what we want is different ways of finding. We want to know the different ways of finding the particular integral. Is that fine? Did you copy? Okay, so let me take some water. Allow me to take some water. Are you there with me? Okay. Right. Now put this heading: methods of finding. Methods of finding. Correct. Methods of finding. It is erasing. I don't know why. Put this heading: methods of finding particular integral. Methods of finding. Methods of finding particular integral. It's a raising argument. Okay, so there are different types of finding the particular integral. We'll be seeing one by one. Okay, so type 1. Okay, type 1, 1 by d minus a into q of x. 1 by d minus a into q of x. So what is, if f of d is in this form, our general form is yp is equals to 1 by f of d into q of x, right? So if f of d is in the form d minus a, what will be the particular integral? What will be particular integral? What is this 1 by d into 1 by d? So don't write, just listen. What is this 1 by d minus a into q of x? This is basically y. Do you understand? This is basically y. Y equal to 1 by d minus a into q of x. Am I right? So go back in a reverse way. That means what is the actual differential equation? Differential equation is d minus a of y equal to q of x. Do you agree? This is nothing but dy minus ay equal to q of x. This is nothing but dy by dx minus a into y equal to q of x. Do you agree? What kind of differential?
Yes, sir.
What kind of differential equation it is? Did you identify this differential equation?
Linear D
Linear day.
So what is the
in
integrating?
X.
What is the integrating factor for it?
E power minus AX.
So this is e power minus ax. Therefore, what is the general solution? Therefore, general solution is y into e power minus ax is equals to integral of e power minus ax into u of x
Q
plus
of
c.
X.
Plus c. Do you agree? Therefore, what is y? E power ax into integral e power minus ax u of x dx plus c e power ax. All of you agree? Do you agree or not?
Yes, sir.
Now what I want, do I want general solution? I just want a particular solution. I just want to pick one solution. What could be the simplest form of that solution? Give one value to C. If you give different values to C, you will get different particular solution. Pick up one particular solution. So what value I can give to C?
0.
0. So what will be particular solution? One particular solution. E power ax into e power minus ax u of x dx. What is this y by I am denoting? 1 by d minus a into e power x. Is this clear?
Yes.
Okay, so that is how we will be computing particular solution. Okay. Okay. So you just write it as a formula. Okay, you don't need this derivation. So the formula is going to be e power x e power x wherein becomes write down the formula e power x into integral e power minus x q of x dx. E power ax into integral e power minus ax q of x dx. Is it okay? Okay. So, or if it is 1 by d plus a, if it is 1 by d plus a, what do you write? Minus a means plus a. Plus a means agreed?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So based on this, we will see a special case. Okay. Special case. Q of x is equals to e power x. Q of x equal to e power x. Then what happens? Then what will be 1 by d minus a e power x? Apply this formula. E power ax into integral e power minus ax into what is q of x? Q of x is e power ax. Integral of 1 is 1. What is integral of 1? These two gets cancelled. Integral of 1 is x. So it is going to be x e power ax. Agreed? Okay. Shall I proceed?
Yes, sir.
So if it is 1 by d minus a whole square of e power x, how can I rewrite this? 1 by d minus a of 1 by d minus a e power x. Right? As I said, f square is f of f. And already we know 1 by d minus a e power x. 1 by d minus e power x is x e power x. Okay. Now apply this formula again. Apply this formula again with q of x equal to x e power x. Is that fine? So this is going to be e power ax into e power minus ax into what is q now? X e power ax dx. What is simplification? E power minus x, e power x gets cancelled. Integration of x is what? X power 2 by 2 e power x. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
I'll just write one more and try to write down the general formula. It is 1 by d minus the whole cube. What will be this? 1 by d minus a of 1 by d minus a whole square of e power x. What is 1 by d minus a whole square? Already we did in the previous step. It is x square by 2 e power x. When I apply the formula again, this is e power ax integral e power minus ax into q. What is q? X square by 2 into e power ax dx. Again, these two gets cancelled. These two gets cancelled. X square integration is x cube by 3. 3 into 2.
3.
What is 3 into 2? 3 into 2 into 1. Can I write it as 3 factorial? 3 into 2 into 1. 3
Yes,
factorial
sir.
e power x. Therefore, can I write the previous one as x power 2 by 2 factorial? Can I write the previous one as x power 1 by 1 factorial?
Yes, sir.
Therefore, in general, what formula I can write? If it is 1 by t minus a whole power m of e power x, what will be formula? X power m by m factorial e power x. Agreed?
Yes, sir.
Agreed? So remember this formula, it will be very useful in solving the problems easily. If it is like this, if you have a situation like this, 1 by d minus a whole power m of e power x, simply use this formula. You can always use this formula, you don't need to derive and write down the particular solution. Okay. Now based on this, I shall give one problem. Shall I proceed?
Yes, sir.
Right. Now take this problem. Solve problem. Okay. We'll write like this. Solve d square minus 4d plus 4 of y. D square minus 4d plus 4 of y equal to cos h2x. Cos h2x. So this we shall split into two parts: finding complementary function, finding particular integral, then add these two. Is that right? So how do we do the problem? Okay. First we shall change it to, first we'll consider homogeneous D. Okay. So what is a homogeneous D? D square minus 4d plus 4 of y equal to 0. Okay. Now what is auxiliary equation? What is auxiliary equation for this? R square minus 4r plus 4 equal to 0. That means, what are the roots?
R minus 2.
Okay, so what is it? Therefore, what is the general solution? Y equal to C1 plus C2x into e power 2x. Is it okay? But this general solution we are calling it as YC. Can you see? YC is the general solution of the homogeneous differential equation. When you are solving a non-homogeneous DA, when you after finding the general solution of the homogeneous DA, that general solution we are calling it as YC. Is it clear? Okay. So what is YP? YP is 1 by f of d q of x. What is f of d here? D square minus 4d plus 4 of cos h2x. Do you agree? Therefore, yp is equals to, okay, can I write d square minus 4d plus 4 as d minus 2 whole square cos h2x.
Yes, sir.
Now we just have to know how to find out particular integral of cos h2x when f of d is d minus 2 whole square. Shall I go to the next page? So yp is equals to yp equal to 1 by d minus 2 whole square of cos h2x. But what is cos h2x definition? What is cos h2x definition? What is cos h2x definition? E power 2x plus e power minus 2x by e power 2x plus e power minus 2x by. So this is 1 by, okay, and this is also a linear operator. When f of t is a linear operator, its inverse is also a linear operator. So that means I can bring the constant outside. I can bring the constant outside. So this is 1 by 2 times, okay, 1 by d minus 2 whole square of e power 2x plus e power minus 2x. So this is 1 by 2, and because of linearity, okay, this can be taken to each of the term like integration, like differentiation. So this is d minus 2 whole square of e power 2x plus 1 by d minus 2 whole square of e power minus 2x. Is it okay? Now can you tell me the answer to the first one? Is it in the form 1 by d minus a whole power of e power ax? 1 by d minus a whole power of e power x?
Yes.
So what is the answer to this? X square by 2 factorial
2 factorial
of
into e power 2x.
Is that okay? Okay. Now, is this in this form? It is not in that form, right? Here a is 2, but here minus 2 is there. Okay, a. If it is minus a, here plus a. Okay, but here minus. So that formula won't work. That formula will not work here. Is that okay? Do you understand?
Yes,
So there
sir.
is, so either there are two ways. Either write it as 1 by d minus 2 of 1 by d minus 2 e power minus 2x, and then apply the original type 1 formula, and to that again you repeatedly apply this formula. That's a time consuming process. Instead of doing that, there is one more time that I will tell you. Actually, I need to tell that formula. After that only I have to do this problem. I will do that here. I will add one more page and write the result, and then use that formula to solve the present problem. 1 by f of t of e power x. 1 by f of t of e power x equal to 1 by f of a e power x, provided f of a not equal to 0. Provided f of a not equal to 0. F of d can be any function of d. If it is operated on e power ax, replace d with a. And if f of a is not equal to 0, then you can use this formula. Example, 1 by d square plus 1 e power 2x. Substitute 2 here. 2 square plus 1 e power 2x. Is the denominator 0 or non-zero? Non-zero. Therefore, answer is simply e power 1 by 5 e power 2x. Is it okay? As long as this is non-zero, as long as f of a is non-zero, this formula works. Is it fine? Did you copy this? Please respond.
Yes.
Now, according to this, what is the answer now? What is the answer now? Replace d with replace d with minus 2. What is minus 2 minus 2? Minus 2 whole square e power minus 2. Is this non-zero or 0? This is non-zero. You cannot apply the same technique here because 2 minus 2 0. Type 2 formula won't work here. Did you realize? Here you have to apply type 1 formula. Here you have to apply type 2 formula. Is this point clear to all of you?
Yes, sir.
So minus 2 minus 2 minus 4 whole square is 16. So what is the final simplification? 2 into 2 4. So x square by 4 e power 2x. 16 into 2 32. 1 by 32 e power minus 2. What is this called? Particular integral. What is our aim? To write the general solution. What do you mean by the general solution? So therefore the general solution is y equal to yc plus yp. That means complementary function plus particular integral. Therefore, what is complementary function we got earlier? Complementary function we got it as c1 plus c2x e power 2x. This is our original problem. So complementary function is c1 plus c2x into c1 plus c2x into e power 2x plus what is the particular integral? This is our particular integral. This is our particular integral. That is x square by 4 e power 2x plus 1 by 32 e power minus 2. Is this clear to all of you? So that is how we have to solve a
Yes, sir.
non-homogeneous system. Find out the complementary function, find out a particular integral by some method, add these two, you will get the general solution of the non-homogeneous. Did you copy? Okay. Shall I proceed?
Yes, sir.
Now this is example 1. There may be a situation like this. 1 by d square minus 4 e power 2x. Now what do I do? When I substitute 2 here, 2 square minus 4. 4 minus 4 is 0. So can I apply this formula directly? Can I apply this formula? You cannot apply this formula directly because f of a equal to 0 in this case. Then what you want me to do? Factorize denominator.
1 by d minus 2 into d plus 2.
I can write like this, or I can also write like this. Do you agree? I'll just write it here. Okay, we can write like this, no? I'll tell you the other way. Okay, so if I write like this, then what I will do? So this I will write as 1 by d minus 2 of 1 by d minus 2 of 1 by d plus 2 e power 2x. Now can I apply type 2 formula for this? Substitute d with 2. 2 plus 2 is 4, non-zero. So can I write this as 1 by 4 e power 2x? Can I write this as 1 by 4 times 1 by d minus 2 e power 2x? Now is this in type 1 or type 2? Is this in type 1 or type 2?
Type 1.
So that is what x into e power 2x. The answer is x by 4 e power 2x. Don't write, just listen. X by 4 e power 2x. Is this fine? Now I will write in another way. Alternatively, instead of writing the order d minus 2 into d plus 2, what if I write d plus 2 into d minus 2? Then what will happen? So this is going to be 1 by d plus 2, 1 by d minus 2 e power 2x. Is this in type 1 or type 2? So what is type 1 formula? X e power 2x. Now x is multiplied. Now x is multiplied. So how do you do this problem? So you consider this as q of x. 1 by d plus a q of x. What is 1 by d plus a q of x? Look at your notes. 1 by d plus a q of x is e power minus 2x integral e power 2x x e power 2x. Do you agree or not?
Yes,
Am I
sir.
right? So this is e power minus 2x into integral x e power 4x. And you know integral x e power ax formula. What is it? What is integral x e power x formula? E power ax into x minus 1. Or we'll apply integration by parts and see. So x into e power 4x by 4 minus 1 into e power 4x by 4 into 4, 16. So when I multiply with e power minus 2x, what do you get? X by 4 into e power 2x minus 1 by 16 into e power 2x. Okay, are these two same? Are these two same? Not same. This is one particular solution. This is another particular solution. Different methods may give different particular solutions. Is this point clear to all of you? Different methods may give different particular solutions. There are several particular solutions. Different methods will give different particular solutions. Did you realize this point? So which one is easy to apply? D minus 2 into D plus 2 or D plus 2 into D minus 2?
D minus 2 into D plus 2.
So if you have a situation like this, you factorize in such a way that which term is giving 0 that you apply at the end. Non-zero terms you apply first. Is this clear to all of you? Okay? Okay, na? So remember this point. So in this class, we have discussed about, we have done various problems on homogeneous differential equations, and then we have seen the method of solving non-homogeneous differential equations, and in that we are seeing special types of particular integrals, and in that we covered two special types, type 1 and type 2. In the next class, we will continue the discussion for remaining types.